Meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so far we discussed about the data visualization, various type of charts, everything. Now let us understand the row level security. What is row level security in Power BI? So, you know, the security, I think if you have already worked in, you must have worked in databases. In the databases, they would have given you the read-only access or read-write access, or read only, read, write, or delete access. You know, they would have given you, okay, in the past projects, if you have worked on any RDBMS projects, okay, SQL queries, backend queries, if you have backend SQL query development project, if you have worked on it, so you would have noticed that. Similarly, in the case of Power BI also, you can restrict the data access for given users. Not all the users should view every data within the organization. It is not required, and also it will have an impact on the performance as well. So how we implement the row level security? First of all, let us understand what are the different types of security that we can implement it in Power BI. So one is the static row level security, another one is dynamic row level security, and we have something else called object level security. The row level, as I said, the row level security, we can be used to limit or restrict the user the access only the specific data, or intended data. So what we do is, here in this case, we use the filters to restrict the data access at the row level. So we can define the filters within the roles. So you need to create the roles, and you can define the filters for each roles. And if you assign the role to the users, whatever the filters that you define for each role, based on the role which you assign to the user, they can access the data, only the specific data they can access it. Okay. So row level security, as I said, it will help us to restrict the users to view a specific set of records. Using filters, we restrict the data at the row level by defining the filters within each roles. Okay. And what are the steps involved in implementing the row level security? First, you need to create the report in Power BI Desktop. Okay. What is the next step? Define row level security in Power BI Desktop. The second step is, okay, my report is ready. Now we need to define the row level security in Power BI Desktop. Third step is test the roles within the Power BI Desktop. If the roles are correct, behaving correctly, okay, and then the next step is deploy the report to the Power BI cloud service. And then you add members to the role, or you can assign the role to the members in Power BI service and test the roles in Power BI service as well. These are the steps involved. Okay. And next one is the object level security. So in this case, we restrict the users to object itself. They can't view the object, object itself. Why to allow? Let's say if the data is very sensitive, and why to allow the users to view the table data and all. Okay, we can restrict the user not to view the table itself. And we have dynamic row level security. Static row level security will not work all the time. Okay, in most of the cases, dynamic row level security, because once you deploy the report on cloud, and later point in time, if any new employees join, again, we have to create the roles for those specific users, or we need to assign the roles for those newly joined users. So instead, what we will do is, instead of assigning the roles, everything manually, what we do is we will have an additional table. We create, in addition to the existing business tables, we will have a separate table wherein we define the username, first name, last name, and then what the email ID and what roles they are supposed to be given, and all those information we specify that. So that in future, any new employees comes, you are not going to touch anything in the Power BI report file or from the cloud. You're not going to do anything. Simply you go and add the new employees in your file, in the table or file. Okay. So I'll just now what we'll do, we'll start with the static row level security. Now the first step is over. The report is ready here. This is my report. And here what I'm going to define a row level security in Power BI Desktop. So just give me a second. Sorry,
This meeting is
I'm
being
back
recorded.
now. So my report is ready. What is the next second step? Second step is you need to define the role. So where can I define the role? In the home ribbon. So in the home ribbon, you will find something called manage roles. You just click on it here. And here you can create the role here. For example, I'm going to create something like South region or so, VP sales. VP sales. I just say VP sales. Okay, and create it. Sorry, VP sales, I created it. And here, this is my role here. You can give whatever the name that you wanted, but give some meaningful name here. And if you click on the three dots here, the ellipse, you can delete it or you can rename the role or you can duplicate it. So these are the options are available. The next step is you want to use this role on which table. I'm going to use this on the sales W04 dataset. And here, if you click on it, the three dots, in which column you wanted to use it here. For example, I just want to use it in the north region. So you can see that region is a column name that is available in a table. On the right side of the equal sign, you can find the value. Here you need to specify the value. Let's this guy is supposed to view the data that are available in the south region. I'm going to save this one. Now we have created the role successfully, the VP sales. The VP sales supposed to see only the south region. But if you see the report here, all the regions data are, public, or sorry, all the regions data are populated here. Okay, so how do I test my role here? The next step is, as per this, we have defined the role level security. We define the role, okay, and then the next one is we need to test the role. How do I test the role? Click on the view as. And here you select the VP sales and hit OK. And you can see that the south region only got filtered. It is working as expected. Look here. If you see this one, south region only it is displaying. Instead of displaying all the region, now it shows only the south region. Once you are done with this, make sure that you are hitting the stop viewing. If you click on this, it will get closed. And then next one is likewise, we can create the many roles. Okay, you can create many roles. Supposing you want to create, let's see here in the VP sales, if you select this one, this is the one. Let's say you want to assign more than one region. So in that case, you just simply copy this and then you can use or the pipe symbol. Not only south is responsible for, let's say, north as well, north region. I'm going to save now. How do we test it? Click on view. VP sales, and I'm going to say OK. Look here, north and south region only got displayed. So in these visuals, it shows north and south region related data. Okay, and okay, I'm going to click on stop viewing now. So now what I do is I just save this report and I'm going to publish it to cloud. The next step is deploy the report to the Power BI service, and then there you add the members to the role in Power BI service. Here what I do is I just click on the publish. And for example, I am going to use the dev order. Select that folder. Success. So dev order, I have published it on cloud. I just go here and app.powerbi.com. On the left side, you have workspaces. And here dev order. We have something called dev order. Don't worry, I'll explain you the navigation a little later. And here I have published that report. What is the report? Yeah, EX demo dynamic row level security. I just open in a new link. And here, if you see security, I clicked on the security here. So DLS role. Okay, 1 second. Let me just go here. This is our report. And here, if you see here, all the regions are displayed here. Month and day of week. Let me just check. Is this the latest one? Dev order. So EX demo dynamic. No, this is not the latest one. Dev order. Okay. Let me see why it is not, the EX dynamic row level security M to M. Let me just see here. It should be there. M to M. It was not showing anything like. Okay, I will publish it once again. Save changes. Let's say I'm going to use dev sales sandbox. And I'm going to click on the workspaces here, dev sales sandbox. This is the one. Here, if you see that here, yes, the latest one, 26/3/2023, 11:44. Yes, it's correct. This is the one. And if you go here and click on security here, you can see that the roles VP sales, which we created, you can see it here. So we can assign it to some users. For example, I have something called Robert at this user ID, email ID, which already we created here. This role I assign to this guy, Robert, okay, Robert James. And then I'm going to save it now. And then we'll go back here and next we'll open the report. For static row level security, 1 second, let it load here. Okay, so this is your row level security. And if you write, okay, this is your role. Okay, this is your sheets, pages that are available in your thing. And here we can see all the regions here once again. What you need to do is here. Robert James we assigned here. And okay, let me just check what is there here. Yes, it has got assigned here. So when the user logged in with the, see currently the user, what you see here is the support at deepneuron.in. When I log out and log in as James, Robert at deepneuron.in, for him it will show only the north region data. Whatever the north and south region data will be displayed, because for that we have assigned that role. So month and day of week. 1 second, let me just check. There are 2 pages should be there here. Yes, month, and this is the correct report. Yes, everything is correct. And what we will do is I'll just go here. Test as role. When you right click on it and select test as role, you can see that the north and south region only displayed here. Okay, the user Robert, he can access only these data set. Can you see it here? I just maximize the screen. Yes, Prema will do that. We'll maximize the screen. I think you cannot zoom in here, it seems. So can you see it here on the right side? Okay, let me do one thing. I'll just keep the cursor here and then I will do it here. Yes, but it's not showing the visuals. Probably if you keep here and a spotlight, no spotlight. 1 second, let me just move this up. It's visible, right? Then it is fine. Okay, if it is visible, fine. I just yeah, now I'm able to maximize it. And if you see here, only the north and south region got displayed. So what did I do? I just go back here and you can select the VP sales. If you want to test this role, okay, you just keep the cursor here. Sorry, you need to click on this one. When you click on this, you will find something called test as role. So now you can see only the north and south here. Got it? The VP sales can view only on north and south region sales. All these visuals in this page displays north and south regions performance. Okay, this is how we can test the static row level security. In this case, what I did, I just created the role here and then assigned the role to and then I assigned the role to see, I have defined the filter to that role. I assign, right? So I have defined the filter to that role. Look here, I just go back here and I'll show you here. Wait, I'll explain everything. Okay, please be patient. Okay, look here. Here the south and this is the role we want to test it. Here also we tested it. In cloud also we tested it. Okay, you can assign the role to a specific user also. That I will discuss it later. Okay. Now to test the role on cloud, how do you do that? You don't have to assign the user. Simply right click on it. When you click on the 3 dots, the ellipse next to the role, you will find the option as test as role. Fine, you can test it here, but I am not had logged in as Robert user, right? So then how do I know that this role is working fine with the specific user? So for that, we need to assign the role to the specific user, okay? Because at the end of the day, creating the role is not sufficient. Testing the roles are not sufficient. You need to assign the role to the users, isn't it? That is the reason why I have assigned the user there, okay? So next one is, I hope you understood. So now what we did, these are the steps we carried out. Add members to the role in Power BI service. So deploy the Power BI, add members to the role in Power BI service. Test the roles in Power BI service. If you assign the north VP sales north to a specific email ID, when that user log in with Power BI cloud service, he can see only the north and south region sales. Okay, test the roles in Power Service. Okay, so I don't want to log in with the Robert because I have some issue with that using with that credentials. Okay, but we have done all these steps. Add members to the role in Power BI service and test the roles in Power BI service. So this is how you can define the static row level security. The next one is the dynamic row level security. In the case of dynamic row level security, the same step. But here what we do is we are going to add an additional table with our existing model view. So if you see here, okay, here we have some bridge table. Okay, let it be there. If you see here, the roles table here, okay? And here, a single user can be assigned to more than one region, okay? And here, a region, right, can appear more than one time, because this is a sales file, okay? Because in the same region, multiple invoices would have been generated. Hence, the region can appear multiple times. Whereas in the case of roles, each individual can be assigned with more than one region. Hence, both the tables region column will have duplicate values. To overcome that, we need to have a bridge table. We have created the bridge table here. Okay, here I just kept the region. With this, right, one-to-many relationship, we have it here, and one-to-many relationship. Sorry, here one-to-one relationship, here one-to-many relationship. Okay. And what I do is I just go to the data set and I'll show you how I defined it here, roles.csv. This is the table that I included it in addition to the business tables. Look here, if you don't want to define any row level security, all you need is just these two tables, calendar and sales file. This is the file roles.csv. Here we'll find the first name, last name, and job title and region. Look here, I define the region here. Robert is a vice president, and then he is supposed to be only this region, North region. And what is his email ID? So in this case, look here, we need to assign a role to this email ID. That role, we define what regions he is supposed to be in. Okay, that is the one we need to do it. See, a role, and as part of a role, you are defining the filtering condition, which all regions, in this example, which all regions he is supposed to view the data. And then if you assign the role to a specific email ID, when the user log in with this email ID, the role will get applied automatically. That is the point here. Okay. The advantage of this one is later point in time, let's assume that you have 10 employees are joining, or every day three employees are joining. Every day you cannot go and make a changes there in your report file or in the cloud. You don't have to do anything. Simply you come to you can open this file, you can add it here. Or if you have a browser interface, and if you store it in a table or DBMS table, instead of Excel, you can store it there. And then you can give a browser interface. In the browser interface, the admin can feed in which employee joined and which region they are supposed, they need to define it there. And if you see here, the desktop, I mentioned it here. This is something different. So here email ID, we mentioned it. With this email ID, when they log in, they should be able to see, because each email ID, we map the role. Okay, the role I will create it there. You will be seeing it there. So here, step one, you define all the username and or whatever the column that you need to filter it. So in this case, I use the region and then email ID. This is important. Step two, you need to include it as part of your model. Fine. And step three is you need to go and create the role. Here, I just define the new role here. Sorry, here the roles. Look here, this is how. So this is the dynamic row level security. Okay, the role name is DLS role test, something like that. This role, I wanted to define it for this table. And here for this table, what filter I wanted to use it is, in this table, I have email column is there, user principal name. This is the DAX function. When the user log into the Power BI cloud service with their email ID, that one will get captured here. And then it will go and check whether, for example, Robert at deepneuron.in, with this, he logs in there. As a report user or end user, he doesn't know what is happening under the hood. According to him, he logs in with this email ID. And the DAX function, what it does, it captures as soon as someone log in with their email credentials. And then it captures their email ID and it compares the email ID with the table's email. And then it and then automatically it applies this one. Okay, so this guy is eligible to see only the north region sales. For that, we need to assign it there. For I need to 1 second. What I will do is I'll just go here, home ribbon. I'm going to publish this report once again. Anyhow, we have already published it. Why do we need to republish it again? In the interest of time, I just go here. And in this case, I just go here. This is what the role. This is the dynamic row level security. In this case, test as role. If you see here, nothing is there. Okay, nothing is there here. And here, what you need to do is now you are viewing as real. And here, what I do is, yeah, you need to first map this to 1 second. What I will do is I will just, yeah, I selected the for each role. If you select, you know, you need to map this one with this. And here I just do one thing. Robert is the vice president, Robert at deepneuron.in. I just assign him for this one also, add. And then I just save it here. The next step is click on the 3 dots, the ellipses, test as role. Nothing is showing here, don't worry. So now you are viewing as DLS role test. You need to look at here. Okay, you need to look at here in the top place here. Okay, and here if you click on the the drop down here, you can specify the email ID here, robert@deepneuron.in. Apply it. So now it is doing perfect job. North and south region. Okay. In this case, Robert, we have assigned Robert there, right? What I will do is I'll just go back here and the VP sales have assigned the Robert here. And here, let me remove this. Maybe because of that, it is overriding that one. Here, I just go and say the Robert. Look at North region. Since I have assigned that role, it is clashing with that. That's why you make sure that you are assigning the role to the appropriate user. If you assign more than one role, some confusion can come here. Okay, look here, this is the one. Now right, this is how we can do it. Now we have tested it, it is working fine. And what I will do is I'll just go back and test it with the other user. Here, what I will do is I'm going to add one more user. I think I have another email called Michael. Yeah, Mike at deepneuron.in. I'm going to add this one and then I save it here. In this case, Mike's supposed to be only the south region. And what I do is I just select here test as role. Here I just select here Mike at deepneuron.in. Apply. Look here, south region. It shows correctly the south region. Can you see it here? Yes, Prema. 1 second. I'll just increase it. Can you see it now? It's south region. So Michael, so what happens is when I use the Michael Raj Mike at deepneuron.in, which means when you log out of this user ID and when you log in as a Mike at deepneuron.in, since you have assigned the role to this or you map this user for the you map this user with the dynamic row level security which you created it, right? So it will automatically go and check the table for him. What region is supposed to be in. This is the one we defined it here. Since you should be able to. So now the question is, how come it goes and checks the region automatically? That is because of the relationship. see, you have created a relationship with, based on the region. Region and region got mapped here. Region and region got mapped, and you create the relationship with the region between those two tables. Again, here you create the relationship between region. All these three tables, we create the relationship with the region columns. Hence, all it has to do is it has to pick up the email ID of the user, in this case, Mike at Deep Neural Net. And then what it does is, as per the relation which you created, it automatically goes and check the corresponding region, and then it filters and displays the specific, in this case, South region, it shows. Okay, now the question is, okay, the same person have more than one region. That's why we created many-to relationship. You can copy paste this and you can put South here. In that case, what will happen is it goes and checks. Okay, here we have two regions, two different regions mapped with a single person. Okay, one too many. So in that case, what will happen is it will show North and South. Okay, if you have, I hope all of you have access to the Power BI. You can give it a try. This is kind of an, the assignment for you all. Okay. Hope you understood what is the difference between static row level security and dynamic row level security. Dynamic row level security, what happens because of the relationship, it filters it automatically. Whereas in the case of static row level security, you need to manually define the filtering condition. You map the filtering criteria for the role which you created it. Whereas here we did not map any region in this case as a filter. We did not define any filtering condition. Only thing is we have used the tax function user principal name, and then we created the proper relationship between the tables. Since this table roles.csv and these two tables are having many-to relationship, we create the bridge table. So this way we can make sure that in future any new customer joins and simply go and insert key in their details in that table or in the Excel file. You don't have to manually define the region in the Power BI report file. Like in the static report, you need to define it. Already we defined the role. Supposing a new employee comes and for him we need to define some other role or something like that. Again, you need to go and define it there. Whereas if you have something in your table, if you key in there, it automatically does the filtering based on the column that you used it to filter the tables. Okay, the next one is the object level security. So with this, you are able to understand the difference between static and row level security. You don't have to manually create the filtering criterion, or you don't have to define the filter and assign it to a role. In the case of dynamic row level security, we are using DAX function called user principal name. And the table you define all the users name, including the email IDs, and then the column which you use to filter it. Okay. And once you define the many-to-many relationship between the roles table and the sales table, right, when you include the bridge table, you can resolve that many relationship issues, since you have used the region column to filter it. So what that does is, what happens is, under root, whichever user logs in with their credentials in the Power BI Cloud Service, user principal name will capture their email ID. And behind the scene, it does the filtering, and then it shows only the data which they intend to save. Next one is the object level security. In this case, we are restricting the user to view the table itself. Don't allow the user to view the table at all. In the case of row level, we are allowing the users to view the data from a table, but they are supposed to view the rows which they are supposed to view. Okay, not all the rows they are supposed to view. Okay, row level, we have restricted them. Now, table level itself, how do we restrict? But in Power BI, as of today, there are no options to enable this one. We have something called table or look in the external table or editor. You can go and download it. They give trial edition for 30 days or so. And once you are done with, you can, you can go to the external tool and install it. And then once you install it, you will find it here. When you probably I will send you how to install it. Okay. You just double click on it. I don't remember it. Click on the table already. Once you install this tool in your laptop, and I think you need to include it here. Okay. Once you include it here, it will, you can find the icon in the external tool. When you click on it, it will open it here. But I'm using a licensed one. Now it tells me to install the latest version. I don't want to use the latest version. And when you do it here, you can see something. In this case, the first step is in the case of object level security, you need to go to the manage roles. Here I have created object level security. We have something like, okay, here it is not there. Okay, what you do, the first step is you need to create something like object, some meaningful name, object level security. That's all. And then click save. And if I go to this table or editor, and if you expand it, look here, object level security, which I created, you can see it here. And then here, I don't know why it shows this way. Okay, you need to minimize it and keep it somewhere on the left side. On the right side, you will find the properties here. Here, what I do is I just go to the security section, and we have table permission. Here, what you do is you just select object level security, and here you can add table permission. You can see that sales W04 table. I want to map this role to this table. And then if I come down here, okay, and the next step is, yeah, you need to expand this one. And table permission and the properties. If you go here, look here, OLS, okay, object, once again, let me just, security, OLS enable. Here, what I will do is I'll just say none. Object OLS table permission, nothing but object level security. And now what I do is I will just click on file and save it. So here what I did, whatever the role that I created in my Power BI desktop, when you open the table or editor, you can see it under the roles. So here I can see all the roles that I defined it. So here what I did, I just selected this object level security, which I created in Power BI desktop, add table permission. Which table you want to apply? Sales W04. Already applied it. Okay. And then if you click on the sales W04, in the property, you will find something like this. Object level security, OLS column permission, OLS enable, filter expression. Here I don't want to use anything. OLS table permission, the default. If you click on the drop down, we have 3 different options. I'm going to click on none here. So, and then what I'll do is I'll just go here, and then I'll be saying file and save. And then I'll be closing this one. And then I go to the, okay, still this is the, okay, I'm in the home ribbon now. Now, how do I test it? Go to the modeling, same step. Click on view as and DLS role test. Okay, but here still this one is showing. I'll just stop you this. And here I just go back here, and then I'll just check it once again. a view. Not the dependencies. Yeah, perspective editor, I think so. Yeah, even I don't remember that. Yeah, this is the TYM Explorer. Okay. And here the table permission. So object level security is the one we define it. Add table permission. I just selected the sales W04. And here, if you select this one and right click on it and then go to the properties. And if you see here in the security, you have wireless table. And here I just disable some filter. And here also I just say none, none. And here wireless enable on. Ideally, it should hide this one here itself. This is the one, or else let me just the properties here. And then here also you have some table permissions. If you expand this one, calendar sales W04, none. Yes, I have defined correctly here. And so I'm not sure why it is. This is how you can create it, I'm sure. And table permissions, 6 tables. Other tables should be visible and only this table. So these are the date table, automatic date table. Rows and default. It is not default, it is read only. Sorry, it's not read, it is none. It should not show that one. And the same thing, we can do it here also. We can see it here, OLS table permission, object level security. I'll define it none for this one. And okay, let us go and see what is the problem here. File and save it. You need to save it here. Now, if you go to the home ribbon, sorry, modeling ribbon, and then if you 1 second, let me just check here. The role is object level security, correct only. So now the step is view as. Yeah, we need to specify the object level security. I need to select this one. And then let's see. Yeah, now look here. This is, I did not select the role. That is the problem. Now, can you see sales underscore W04? Nothing. This is how you can apply the object level security. The mistake what I see, everything was done, all the steps, everything, all the steps were correctly done. Only thing is while we testing it out here, what happened? I did not select the correct one. So I selected none, I think so. Okay, object level security. And when you click on it, the sales W04 table got disappeared. So this is how you can apply the object level security. So now I'm going to click on the stop viewing. It has gone. Hope you understood how to define static row level security and how to define dynamic row level security. In the case of dynamic row level security, you need to introduce a table. In this case, I named it as a roles table. And since the roles table and the business table, sales table, both of them have many-to-many relationship, you need to have a bridge table. That's it. And the next step is in the case of dynamic row level security, once you publish the report on cloud, you need to test it there by assigning the users. And when you assign, let's say a user, Mike at deepneuron.in, when he logs in, since his email ID was, email ID already got defined in the table with the DAX function, user principal name, it captures the Mike's email ID behind the scene, and then it goes and do a lookup in that table and it does the filtering on the region column, because we have linked all the tables using the region column. Hence the filtering happening based on the region column automatically. Okay. So, and the next question is, okay, if I want to apply the filtering based on the region and more than one column, how can I do that? You just think about it. Okay, how do I do that? See, if I want to apply more than one filtering condition, within that region column, it is fine. Based on the combination of more than one column, if I want to create the role, how do I do that? Okay, how do I do that? Because I explained you all the concepts. Now you need to apply it and tell me. Let me see how many of you can answer. So even I never thought about, just in this batch only, something popped up in my mind on the fly. Let's say I want to use, you see, region is fine, but in which country, which region, the VP should see. In each country, we have vice president. And in that case, the filtering has to be done by country as well as the region. Each country we have the VP, but we have 4 VPs for 4 regions. So how do you do that? You need to have the country column in your table, isn't it? So where there you need to specify the country name along with the region for each users. And how do you create the relationship? Just think about it and come back with your answer. Okay. But in your sales table, you have the country column is available.